When it comes to learning and improving your English, there are definite advantages to taking things slow. This is a conversation I've had a few times fairly recently, both in my daily emails. Go over to doingenglish.com if you want to sign up for my daily email tips to speak better English, as well as with my coaching clients. And there are loads of examples for why this is true. But just to give you two quick ones. Take, for example, the dictation exercise. An exercise that I'm sure you are familiar with, though admittedly the way that I teach it and have people do it is slightly different to the norm, but that doesn't matter for now. Dictation is one of the best exercises that you can do for improving your English because, one, not only does it really force your listening skills, and it is excellent for improving listening skills, because it is a very slow, analytical exercise. You can't do that fast and quickly. It's not the sort of thing you can rush. Because of that, it really slows you down and it gets you thinking about the language that you are hearing and writing down. And you start to notice all kinds of important things about the language that you're learning. You get much deeper insights from that because it is a slow analytical process than you would from just, say, listening to something on YouTube or on the TV. Another example, a slightly different one, is it is far, far more effective to slow down and reduce the quantity of the actual English, that is the phrases, the expressions, the chunks, the words, what have you, than it is to try and learn a shit ton all at once. If you're trying to learn 1,000 different things and you're spending loads of time doing it, basically none of that's actually going to stick. Whereas if you reduce the amount of time that you're studying, and I've talked about that in previous videos quite a lot, and it is something that I have my clients do because it's far more effective. If you reduce the amount of time that you're studying and reduce the amount that you're trying to learn and actually just go much deeper into it, there's loads of exercises that we can do to do that, to get really deep insights into the English we're learning. A lot more of that is going to stick. You're going to retain it better. You're going to know how to use it better. Again, it's far more effective. Just to give you another example of this, because I like to give analogies and slightly different ways of thinking about it. And this is nothing to do with language learning, but you will see the parallels. I always used to write my daily email tips on my computer, and I can type pretty fast. Recently, over the last couple of years, and I don't always do it, sometimes I still use my computer, but very, very often what I am now doing is instead of writing them on my computer, I'm actually going out and sitting in a cafe, sometimes in the pub. You know, I do live in Ireland, there's a lot of pubs around, and write them out on my phone instead. Now, I am not a fast typer on my phone. It takes a lot more time. But what I found is that the advantage of that is because I type much, much more slowly than I think, I'm always thinking ahead of what I'm saying as I'm typing. Also, I start to notice things in what I am writing, which then gives me ideas for more emails, for more content. So whereas if when I wrote it on my computer, I'd finish the email and that would be done, when I do it on my phone, I actually finish it with 10 more ideas for 10 more email tips. And I'm finding that much, much more productive and much more effective than the way that I used to do it, simply because, again, it is a very slow process in comparison to rushing things. This is, again, very, very true of English learning. It is far better to slow down than it is to speed up. To put it another way, mastering the English language is a marathon, not a race. Slow down and you'll get far, far better results. And incidentally, often this also translates into you actually speaking the language as well. One of the big problems that a lot of people have is this weird idea that they've got to speak really, really fast to sound fluent, and that's just not true. Often it's better to slow down. Very, very good example of this is one of my one-on-one coaching clients who was having problems in his business meetings because people couldn't understand him very well. And typically he believed it was because his grammar was awful or his pronunciation was really, really bad. But the reality was that for various reasons, including the rate of speech in his first language, which is much faster than English, he was actually just speaking far too fast, and people, and even I sometimes, couldn't keep up with him. So one of the changes that we made to the way that he uses English is we had him very consciously slow down the rate of his speech. And lo and behold, almost magically, people could now understand him very easily and very clearly. Again, just another example, slightly different to the learning process, but it's also part of the using process. Again, there are very real benefits when it comes to improving your English to just slowing down. Right, that's all I've got to say on this topic for this video. If you want more help from me, head over to doingenglish.com, sign up for my daily email tips for speaking better English. You'll also get access to the free Doing English app, which will include these videos in a much more convenient format without all of the YouTube ads. Yay! As well as hours and hours of other free trainings and content and interviews and things that I've done to help you master the English language fast. This is me, Dr. Julian Northbrook, signing out from this video. Ciao for now.